Senator Dan Sullivan from the Senate Armed Services Committee. Senator Sullivan, welcome back to the show. You were
Larry, good to be on the show.
You were over in the NATO meeting, and the first point I want to clarify with you, you are personally opposed to Ukraine joining NATO, and of course NATO itself is opposed to Ukraine joining NATO, at least for now. Can you just fill us in on that briefly?
Well, you know, there was a little dust up at the end of the summit on this topic, but my point is it's premature, right? It's way premature. The key is to help them win this war against Russia right now in Ukraine, and you're going to have this debate much later. But, you know, Larry, if they don't win, it's a moot topic. So to me, it was a kind of an area that was the wrong focus. My focus when I was over there, and, you know, this is a really important alliance. As you know, one of our great strengths as America is our network of allies. But my focus when I was over there in every single meeting was saying, hey, there is growing frustration in America and in the Congress with the lack of Europeans and Canadians in particular doing their part to support NATO. They're supposed to hit 2% of GDP in terms of defense spending. At the end of last year, it was 7 out of 31 countries. Look, we want a strong NATO. We want a sustainable NATO for another 70 years, but it becomes unsustainable if our allies are not pulling their weight. And right now, they're not pulling their weight. That was my message in every single meeting.
I think it's a good message. Look, Senator, as you know, I think you understand, there is no way the U.S. is going to be able to keep giving Ukraine up to $200 billion a year. It's just there's no way on political grounds and fiscal grounds. I mean, we're just about broke and bankrupt here, for heaven's sakes, to give them $200 billion a year. The other point is we're giving them new munitions and so forth, cluster bombs. But Senator Sullivan, you're an expert. You're on the Armed Services Committee. We're depleting our own stock of munitions. In fact, we're depleting our stock of a lot of weapons that we've given to Ukraine. And you've got Donald Trump out there and some others saying it's time to negotiate a peace in some way, shape, or form with Ukraine and Russia. There isn't going to be any Ukrainian victory. What do you think about all that?
Well, look, your first point, I agree with 100%. It's what I said is that the issue of burden sharing, of having the other NATO allies pull their weight and hit their 2% commitment, which, by the way, George W. Bush, President Obama, certainly President Trump, now President Biden are all pressing. But I'm saying this is going to undermine U.S. support for Ukraine eventually because we can't be seen as the country that's doing all the heavy lifting. So I agree with you on that. That was my number one message. You want continued support for Ukraine from the United States, then do your job in terms of meeting your commitment. That was number one. But the second point you raise is also a really important one, and it is a wake-up call. Our industrial base that is used to defend our country in terms of, you talk about 155 rounds, but it's Stingers, it's ships, it's pretty much everything else. We need to refocus on our own ability to produce weapons. But again, this goes back to the 2% issue as well. It shouldn't be just the United States providing artillery rounds. It should be other countries. Belgium, they barely spend 1% of their GDP, and that's where NATO is headquartered. Canada is pathetic on these issues.
But
they're barely above 1%. So it's collectively a big issue.
All right, but we're depleting our stock of weaponry and munitions. Okay, that's an important point that is so troublesome for the future because, after all, China looms as our principal adversary and enemy. And the other thing is, Senator Sullivan, I think a lot of people are thinking it would be better off to negotiate a peace of some kind with Russia and the Ukraine, whether it's like North Korea or South Korea or whatever. People are saying, you know, hundreds of thousands are getting killed. There's neither side is winning in the eastern part of the Ukraine. What do you make of that? I got a minute left, Dan. What do you think about that?
Well, listen, I think what we don't want to be doing is trying to force Zelensky to go to the table. My view is you let them negotiate from a position of strength. You're right that in terms of what's the end game, is it going to be some kind of North Korea, South Korea issue? To me, the critical thing right now, and the Biden administration has not done a good job on that, is get the Ukrainians the weapons that they need. As you know, Larry, they have been slow rolling, the Biden administration, the critical weapons the Ukrainians say they need. Let them negotiate from a position of strength. Let them do the negotiations. But right now, my view is they need to be fully supported from us and the other NATO allies. That's critical.
All right, more to be revealed. Senator Dan Sullivan, thanks for coming back